Welcome in. It was a slick start to the day after we finally got that snow. Even driving on roads like Spear that were plowed was dicey because that little bit of snow that did melt, it refroze overnight. And of course, the roads that weren't plowed, they were pretty tough to drive on too. Fog also rolled in this morning, adding to the trouble. Look at that. That is crazy. That's some thick fog. We saw it on the roadways and caught the unique sight that fog created during that sunrise you just saw. And Sky 9 caught a wild layer of fog about 7:30 as it was on its way to Broomfield. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Shocker. We got meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen here with us now. So both you and Brianna Fernandez were out in the elements this morning. And I know you like to be in the elements, but doing the live drives, yeah, we saw this crash right here. You saw this, Corey Reppenhagen?
That was Brianna that saw that one. That was right here in downtown Denver. So it was tricky. It was a tricky morning. So 99% of the roadways were just fine. And then you would come across a patch of black ice and it would come out of nowhere. So it was very tricky. And the fog out there, that Manny Sotelo and I were really turned into fog chasers this morning.
So you've done it all. You've done tornado chasing.
Yeah,
you were in the elements yesterday. Now you're a fog chaser.
Now I'm a fog chaser. And just the scenes were beautiful. I'm going to take a look at the forecast here real quick, Sam. So now we have coming up this weekend. These are the headlines that we're watching here. Snow for the weekend. Big weekend snow coming to the central and northern mountains. Down here on the Front Range, most of our impacts will be mainly wind. Some strong wind gusts in the foothills the next couple of days, some on the metro area on Saturday. Our next chance for snow here in Denver won't come until late Saturday night, and that looks like it might just be a very isolated flurry or a dusting. The big stuff is in the mountains. We have a winter storm watch in effect for the central and northern mountains, 1 to 2 feet of snow possible. We have not seen that yet this year. Friday through Sunday morning, we also have a warning already in place up for the snowy range in the Sierra Madres in Wyoming. This is your next 3 days right here in Denver. We're going to stay relatively chilly as we go through the weekend with highs in the 40s, breezy conditions coming up here on Saturday. I'm going to take a much closer look at that storm in the mountains and our weekend here in the Denver metro area coming up in just a few minutes when I go through the full forecast. Sam?
Thank you. A group search is underway in northern Colorado right now for a 20-year-old woman who went missing shortly after her dad fixed her flat tire. Kaylee Russell was last seen on Sunday at the Loveland Johnston Park and Ride just off of I-25. She was supposed to have gone to meet a friend afterward, but never made it.
There's been no use on her debit card. No money's been taken out, no charges. We just have no idea. It's like she just disappeared. We haven't found her car, we haven't found her phone, we haven't found her, so we're just asking for help.
Kaylee was last seen driving this vehicle, a black 2016 Volkswagen Tiguan with temporary Colorado plates. There's also a green sticker on the back windshield. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation has issued an endangered missing alert for her. Anyone who may know anything, please call Evans Police. CBI is also asking the public to help identify a man whose remains were found near Bailey in Park County last year. A forensic facial reconstruction expert was able to create a bust of the man. His body was found at the end of May last year in a remote camping area on U.S. Forest Service land near Bailey, but a botanist estimates his remains had been there since 2022 or 2023. Genetic genealogy shows he has Slovakian DNA, and investigators now believe he may have relatives in Pueblo, Omaha, or Cedar Rapids, Iowa. But if you know anything, call CBI. Someone has been breaking into cars outside Ball Arena, but Denver police is asking for the public's help making an arrest. So have you seen this person? DPD says the break-ins happened between November 22nd and 27th. If you know anything, call Metro Denver Crime Stoppers. A former Loveland police officer was accused of sexually assaulting a teenager while on duty, but has been found guilty in federal court of violating the victim's civil rights. Dylan Miller was accused of meeting the victim and her friend in North Lake Park in August of 2023, then telling that friend to leave. Prosecutors said he then guided the victim to a more secluded area of the park where he sexually assaulted her. Miller could spend the rest of his life in prison. His sentencing will be set for early next year. He also faces separate state charges in Larimer County. The man charged with starting the 2024 Alexander Mountain Fire in Larimer County will take his case to trial. 50-year-old Jason Hobby pleaded not guilty to arson and other charges stemming from accusations that he started the fire in July of 2024 that burned more than 9,500 acres and 24 homes. Investigators say he not only started the fire, but then pretended to be a first responder. Right now, his trial is scheduled for July. The Denver Department of Public Safety is asking the City Council to extend the contract with Axon, the company behind first responder body cameras. Council is weighing a new 5-year, $27 million contract. The deal would pay for more than 2,500 new body cameras and 2,100 new tasers. The contract also includes new docking stations and unlimited cloud storage for body cam footage and other digital evidence. The department says much of the current equipment is aging out. The proposal now heads to the full City Council with a vote expected on Monday. So you may have seen this. We've been covering it. Steve Stager has been showing us the expensive speeding tickets being given out in the Weld County town of KUSA. The town is now making changes to its speed camera rules without public discussion. So $340 tickets were being given out to drivers clocked at 25 or more over the speed limit. Problem is, their own ordinance specifically said photo radar enforced tickets were capped at $40. Our Steve Stager pointed that out to local leaders, and last month they paused enforcement. Then this week, the town board held a special meeting. They spent an hour behind closed doors. They came out, and the town attorney said they'd make changes to that law. Then, without any discussion, they voted. There's now a question of if they complied with the state's open meetings law.
Formation of public policy is not supposed to be done in secret. The idea is to make sure that the public can participate in their government.
And the new ordinance says the town's photo radar law will not apply to violations of 25 miles per hour over or above. We asked the police chief if that means he's got the green light to write more big tickets. He says that's still paused, and he says that the town council hasn't approved or addressed rather what to do about people clocked at 25 over or more.